guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. And welcome to today's video, which is an unboxing of all the subscription boxes I got for the month of July. I haven't been subscribed to book boxes for that long. The longest subscription I've had is with Afterlight by Illumicrate. Other than that, I wasn't really subbed to anything. However, since I started working full time and I'm done with school, I thought, why not test out a bunch of subscription boxes and see what I like best? So I've been subscribing to a lot of different subscriptions. Obviously, I'm not going to keep them all. That's not the way life goes. I don't have an unlimited budget, but I kind of want to see what I like and don't like. So for the next couple of months, you can expect to have monthly subscription box unboxings as well as reading vlogs in the next month, reading all of the picks I get in my subscription boxes to see what is worth keeping or not according to me. In this specific video, we are going to unbox the YA Fairyloot Book Box Only, the first Evernight subscription, which is a quarterly horror box done by Illumicrate. We have my bi-monthly Afterlight, which is what I've been subbed to for over a year now. My Owlcrate Junior Box Only middle grade book as well. I also have a random Illumicrate box that I bought from their overstock of a book that is very popular that I was so happy I snatched up, and that one has the full items, and I will keep that one for the end. Feel free to navigate throughout the video and, you know, look at what you want, and without further ado, let's just hop on in. Let's start with Fairyloot YA. So if you don't want to be spoiled, but by now I feel like everybody has their boxes. This took the longest to get to me, which is ironic because they have this US Canada website, so I'm assuming it ships from the United States, but it took a long time. Let's get to it. This here was the art for this month's theme, which is Cruel Intentions. A little side note, I well and truly am in my special editions era. There will be a special editions book haul of books I've traded and accumulated over the past like 2 months. It's a pretty big stack. It's an amazing one, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Now, the book comes like this. It also comes with a art print. It is beautiful for this month. This girl's hair to die for. And the book is Threads That Bind by Kika. I'm not gonna even try and pronounce that last name so I don't butcher it. This is what it looks like. I think that this cover is just a color variant because the original cover looks very much like this. Here is the back. Now the sprayed edges look like this, and the top and bottom are different. So this is the top and this is the bottom. I will say I like the sprayed edges very much. Some people have said that the quality of paper kind of makes lines and like creases the images, and I will say I agree with that. It is not the best outcome, but it's nothing too major. I will remove the dust jacket and show you guys that afterwards, but this is what the naked hardback look like. I really enjoy that. It is a very pretty color. So yeah, the end papers look like this, and there's different illustrations in the back. And this book also comes with a reversible dust jacket that looks like this. I know this book has to do with threads and magic and what happens when threads are cut. Other than that, I'm not really sure what it's about, but I will say I'm very interested in this book, and it is super short, so I think it's going to be one that, you know, is easy to get through. Crossing my fingers. I'm gonna put this back and we'll move on. Next, we will do Evernight. As I said, this is the first ever Evernight box. This is done by Illumicrate. It is a quarterly horror box. I'm not usually a horror girly, but I've been really trying to get into horror, and I thought, what a better place to start than with a subscription box. And this author that is featured in this first box, I already know she is a well-established author, so it's not as scary to go in. The book is Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. She's the author of Mexican Gothic, which I feel very much put her on the map, but she has a lot of books in her backlist. The cover for this is usually red, and I feel like it was such a great idea to do silver nitrate because silver is in the title. So this is what it looks like, and the back says, "Follow me into the night." I really like the aesthetic, and it has some of the coolest sprayed edges. Like, look at this. It is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This book is signed, as was Threads That Bind. And this is what the end papers look like, which I feel like is very different for art than what Illumicrate usually does, and I am very curious to see what is happening in this scene. And the best part of this book is the naked hardback, which is absolutely stunning, very reflective as well. And it says, "The House of Infinite Wisdom." This is honestly show-stopping. It is such a beautiful book, and I feel like for the first book in a new subscription, Illumicrate outdid themselves. It is definitely one of my favorite books I have gotten so far. It looks beautiful, and I hope I like it. Oh, I don't want to. Also, this book is also very short. It's, what, like, not even 300 pages? I don't want to spoil myself. Yeah, it's 318 pages with the author's note. So, very quick read. Hoping I am able to enjoy this because, as I said, not sure how I'm going to feel about horror, but stay tuned for the vlog where I read these books. It should be a fun time. Then we have my last book only box, which is Owlcrate Jr. And in this one, we have this book called The Bellwood Games by Celia Crampion. This is what it looks like. This is the back. There aren't really that many customizations to this book, which is kind of unfortunate. The end papers do look stunning, and it is signed. And honestly, I'm not subscribed to this box specifically because, like, not for the customizations at all, because I knew already going in that we're not getting the most unique looking books, and when you compare the color variant of those two covers, there is hardly a difference. So would I say it's worth to subscribe to Owlcrate Jr for customizations? Absolutely not. That's not really the aim of this box, and I mostly subscribe to it to find new middle grade books. As for example with this one, I haven't really heard of this book at all actually before receiving it in my box. This is yet another spooky book. I guess we're in the spooky book vibes, and it follows this town where every year 3 children go into the woods on Halloween night, and stuff happens in the woods, and I think there are like myths and legends that go around with this, and our main character gets chosen to go into the woods. This has some beautiful illustrations throughout. Hopefully I like it. I don't usually read contemporary middle grade, or I don't read it as much, so it's going to be interesting to see my take on this. Again, stay tuned if you want to hear how I feel about all of these books. I'm not gonna repeat myself again. Now, moving on to boxes with items in them. We have Afterlight, and honestly my box kind of came beat up, but luckily none of the items or the book is damaged. I am very excited about the book that was chosen for this month. However, I will say I'm not a fan of the original UK hardcover, so how excited I am for this box is a little bit lower than it should be because I'm just in love with the American cover of this, and it's really not the same vibe as the UK cover, unfortunately, but I'm still happy to have an edition that, you know, has a twist on it. So this is the art card for the book. It is absolutely stunning, and it very much fits the vibe of the American cover. The man in this book, gorgeous. So one of the items is this note card set, and it has like flowers, butterflies. It is very like botanical spring vibes, which fits the book. There are 3 of them in here with little envelopes, and this I feel like is a very useful item. I do wish that Afterlight maybe didn't do items, but I have enjoyed some of them. But this is a useful one. They look good. I'm very happy. Will not complain about that. And the other item is actually these, you're not going to see them very well in those little baggies because they're reflective, but they are like inflatable vases. So essentially if you put water in them, they will work as a vase. I'm not sure how well these are gonna like actually hold up. I will try them because I do enjoy having flowers and plants all around my house, so they will probably be tested at some point or another. They look beautiful, and again, they very much fit the theme of the book. I just don't know how well they're going to actually work because I haven't heard of this before. And the book is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is a color variant. The usual hardback, the usual cover of this is pink. I will say I like the blue. It is very reflective, and I like the foiling. I just am not a fan of how simple this cover is compared to the US cover, which looks like this. This is the illustration of the US cover. They have kept it for the end pages, which I think is very cool. But I do wish we had like the US cover in a hardback with all the things that the Illumicrate did. Again, end pages are the same. What I will say is I absolutely love these flowers. They are gorgeous. Some of my favorite sprayed edges done by Illumicrate in the Afterlight boxes. And this is what the hardback looks like. Now I will say I feel like Afterlight could be doing more with their exclusive editions. I do think that we're slowly getting there, but if you compare this to Silver Nitrate, I definitely think that Silver Nitrate is more worth it in the sense of customizations. I feel like it looks better, the hardback and the foiling, just the aesthetic. I feel like they put more work into this one than they did with this. Like I feel like we could have done a lot more with just like the hardback of this. Like this is a little disappointing to me. But I will say I really like the sprayed edges, and I'm very excited to read this book. Like I'm happy I have a special copy. I just think I'm not the biggest fan of this cover. We'll see if I like the book, if I keep this, if I sell this, we will see. But I'm not mad about it. I'm not over the moon about it, but it's fine is what I'm trying to say. And lastly, we have this Illumicrate box, which I am over the moon to have. This one was for Knowledge is Power, which was the August 2022 box, and it is the Babel box. And this box, when there was extras put online, sold out within like 2 minutes. And I was so happy I was able to grab one. Essentially, I was aiming for the book only box, and I didn't get it. I got a book box with all the items, and honestly, now knowing what the items are, I am so freaking thankful that I got a box with the items because I was speechless when I saw what was in this box. One of the first things is this pencil case that like you can pull. It is black and white with like swords on it. It is inspired, well, it's more silver, black and silver. It's inspired by the Atlas 6. It says, knowledge is carnage. You can't have it without sacrifice. I will definitely be using this for work. We also have an enamel pin, and this month the box was like, I guess, the Dark Academia, and this is Bunny inspired by Mona Awad. If it will focus. I haven't read Bunny, but I am a fan of bunnies, and so I am going to display this somehow because I do think it is a very good looking pin. We also have a stamp set that I'm not going to take out. Essentially it comes with stamps and this cube. The ink is not included, but I do think it is a very cool thing to have in a box. I just need to figure out how it works. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. And it was inspired by a Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. We have 4 beautiful bookmarks inspired, I believe, by the characters in Babel. I still need to read it. I am keeping it for autumn, obviously. Dark Academia, fall time, love that for me. It's gonna fill the hole in my heart that I have about not going back to school for the first time ever. And the coolest item in this box is this, which when I saw the box, I was like, oh, like, okay, like an aesthetic little notebook. This is a book journal. And it has like a year at a glance. a place for goals, a place like a bookshelf, monthly TBRs, calendars, weekly plans, anticipated releases. Like, it's a well thought out book journal, a place for a reading log, monthly wrap-ups. Like, this alone is amazing. Like, I could have done with just this in the book and I would have been very happy. I am a very big fan of the items in this box. And lastly, we have the book, which when I saw this book, my jaw literally dropped to the floor. This book comes with this gorgeous slip case. This is the book. Oh, I get chills every time. This is what the naked hardback looks like. Again, there's a lot of reflection, but it is just absolutely stunning. And then they just kill you with these edges. Which, like, hello? Hello? It says, an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. I'm not going to read this copy. I don't want to damage it. This is what the end pages look like. And this is the author's signature, which again, it's very pale, so it's struggling to focus. But like, are you kidding? How do we make such pretty things? I would like to know. Very excited that I was able to get that. So that is it for this month. As I said, throughout the months you will see, but I have subscribed to different book boxes, and some of them are quarterly, some of them are bi-monthly. Like, there's a whole thing. So stay tuned if you want to see all the subscription boxes I'm sub to and my opinions on them and my reading vlogs relating to them. And also keep an eye out for that very fun video where I talk about all the special editions I've collected recently, because I got some of my unicorn special editions. I'm over the moon. I can't wait to share all of that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.